Adriqqq going to shield up the incoming Sky attack and look for the aggressive feint attack farm down. Murkrow just about gets it on 1 HP and a dream. Leaves with the charge move and minimal farm for the returning Vigor off. Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to be honest with you all, I am so over Jungle Cup. I had zero intentions of making another video. However, there's two things that I really enjoy about Pokemon Go PvP. Of course, Shadow Pokemon and Spice, and today's featured battle at Adriqqq has gifted us the perfect combination of the two. As you can see on the screen, we are featuring Shadow Shiny Murkrow. If you was to head over to PvPoke and have a look at the Jungle Cup rankings, Shadow Murkrow is ranked 495th, however that's when it's powered up all the way to 1500 CP. However, powering up to 1500 CP would be too easy for our Spice Lord. As you can see on the screen, he's only running it at 1349 CP just to give his opponents a chance. Without any further ado, let's get into the battles. And in game one, we lead Shadow Hippowdon into Talonflame, a very nice lead, as we've got that rock type coverage that's going to hit for double super effective. This opponent opting for Fire Spin over Incinerate. I'll be honest, Incinerate definitely is the way to go, despite me thinking that 5-turn moves are super clunky. We force ourselves an early Protect Shield and then pivot into our Kanto Muk Say Switch. Muk did not appreciate the fly, were able to withstand the damage and return fire with the Thunder Punch. The opponent already down 1 Protect Shield, unwilling to 2-shield their lead. Muk secures the knockout and out comes Trevenant. Shadow Murkrow chomping at the bit, saying, Adriqqq, select me, this is my time to shine. Adriqqq obliges, sending out Murkrow, these feint attacks tearing through the tree. We're going to respect the potential Shadow Ball despite it being resisted at 1349 CP. It will probably do absurd damage. The opponent then pivots out into Mandibuzz. And we're going to get our first look at if Murkrow can tank a hit. The opponent fire off the foul play, which is supposed to be resisted, although it certainly did not look like it. We return fire with the Drill Peck. Drill Peck did some very respectable damage. We then go for that wham bam combo play, sending out Hippowdon, firing off the rock type Weather Ball, forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. Hippowdon, reasonably bulky, foul play isn't going to get the job done, but can we reach one more rock type Weather Ball? Hippo rapidly running out of HP, but able to reach the next Weather Ball. Weather Ball isn't quite lethal, however, 1 feint attack or 2 is going to secure the knockout. We leave 1 off the Dark Pulse, and we're going to Dark Pulse this Trevenant and take game number 1. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we lead Hippowdon into Cherrim. Oof. Adriqqq technically isn't running an ABB team, although we do have 2 grass answers in the back, so we build up some energy, pivot into our Cantonian Muk, looking to absorb the Weather Ball. Weather Ball doesn't do all that much damage, and the opponent then sends out Skarmory. Kanto Muk is always one of my most slept on, underrated picks for GBL, as it is a Swiss Army knife. The combination of poison, electric and dark is able to hit so many threats. You can see these poison jabs might be double resisted, but 2 Thunder Punches will secure the knockout, so we're able to force a Protect Shield in the mid game. Skarmory gets a huge air slash farm down and we send back out Hippowdon. We see Adriqqq invest a Protect Shield. Holy, the opponent full sends a Brave Bird. A very good shield. Adriqqq over farms, fires off the Rock type Weather Ball. Rock type Weather Ball forces the opponent's final Protect Shield. Then see the pivot into Murkrow. We're going to respect the second Brave Bird, and holy crap, this opponent going straight nukes all the way, and I certainly respect that. Back out comes Cherrim. Murkrow going to have to absorb a Weather Ball. Surely this doesn't knock out. Oh, fucking hell, it did a lot. Murkrow, evidently less worried than I am, fires off the Drill Peck. Drill Peck secures the knockout and out comes the Quagman. If this opponent's on Aqua Tail, I think we lose. Moment of truth. The opponent recognises they're going to be unable to Mud Shot farm down. Throw the Mud Bomb. Surely this means this Mud Bomb Stone Edge. Back out comes Hippowdon. We go straight for the Scorching Sands. Scorching Sands isn't going to be lethal. However, we do get the attack drop. Does that now allow us to survive a Mud Bomb? Hippowdon's bulk going to be put to the test. Hippo withstands the damage, sand attacks farms down, and we're able to take that game. Heading into the next battle, we see Gene Simmons make an appearance. Shout out Kiss. This Obstagoon is running Lick, and I always find it quite funny when they run Lick. It looks like he's having a fit, to be honest, or maybe doing some moshing. The opponent fires off the Night Slash, they get the boost, and we see their pivot into Kanto Muk. Adriqqq goes straight for the Thunder Punch, which of course will be shielded. Everyone always shields when they get a boost. It's just standard procedure. Adriqqq going to shield in return, wanting to get this Obstagoon lower. The boosted Night Slash probably would be pretty close to knocking us out. Adriqqq unfortunately going to get outpaced. We see the instant no shield deployed. Adriqqq says, Mark, thank you very much for your contribution, and sends out Murkrow. Can Murkrow get the resisted Feint Attack farm down? Yes, we can. We leave with residual energy. What wants to see this shiny Crow? I'm sure the opponent's thinking, what the heck is on my screen? The opponent sends out Steelix, so we go for the wham bam combo play. Go straight for the Scorching Sands, forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. Adriqqq is going to shield here. The opponent should pivot, or they're going to get one shot. The opponent looks for the Dragon Tail farm down. Hippowdon, able to withstand the damage. It's going to be high Steelix, buy Steelix. Get that Steelix off my screen. It now becomes very apparent why the opponent didn't pivot, as they've got Altaria. They didn't fancy their rock type coverage. Can Murkrow reach 2 charge moves? It looks like 2 Drill Pecks will be lethal, but unfortunately we're unable to withstand the Dragon Breaths, and we're going to take a heartbreaking loss. In the next battle, time for redemption, as we see Altaria in the lead. Our sand attacks are double resisted, but we're so spammy to these rock type weather balls, and they are going to start adding up. Adriqqq lands the weather ball, and we see the pivot into Kanto Mark. The opponent stays in, don't fire off a charge, because Adriqqq takes the initiative, fires off the Thunder Punch, and the opponent completely sacks Altaria, and then send out the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Bird of Death, Adriqqq farms up, throws at very disciplined timing. This, of course, will be forcing a Protect Shield. The opponent is going to get a massive Incinerate farm down, and this looks very scary. Talonflame now 100 energy. Adriqqq sends out Murkrow. I like this play from the opponent. They actually threw 1 Incinerate despite being capped on energy, recognising that would only give away 1 free turn. The opponent now throws back to back, and Adriqqq has very quickly found himself all shields down with bank our energy. Look to snipe with a Hippowdon, drawing out Vic. Adriqqq goes straight for the rock type weather ball. The opponent can't really shield this, as the Drill Peck will be the move that does more damage, but rock type weather ball just does too much. Murkrow Feint Attack farms down Victory Bell, Feint Attack farms down Talonflame, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, a very, very nice lead. These sand attacks tearing through extra drill, and stay in school kids learn to count. We look to catch the double resisted drill run onto our Murkrow, and that actually did a lot of damage for something that's double resisted. Adriqqq could shield once, Feint Attack farm down, but instead he completely sacks Murkrow. Adriqqq, that is no way to treat your shiny Murkrow. How very rude. Back out comes Hippowdon. Hippowdon does get the sand attack farm down and leaves with so much energy. Out comes the Dancing King, Ludicolo. We are temporarily switch locked. We fire off the rock type weather ball bait, forcing a Protect Shield. You can see switch timer still hasn't popped up, so Adriqqq just going straight rock type weather ball. This one goes unshielded, but it's time for Kanto Mark. Kanto Mark comes in, the opponent pivots out into Mandibuzz, and our Swiss Army knife is looking primed to sweep this battle. The poison jabs, of course, hit Ludicolo for super effective due to their grass typing, and this Thunder Punch coverage is coming in clutch. That actually did so much damage. Adriqqq still hanging on to 2 Protect Shields. Again, throws at very disciplined timing. 2 turn into 3 turn. You always want to throw at 1, 4 or 7. We force the opponent's final Protect Shield. Adriqqq now going to start investing in Protect Shields. The opponent continues profile plays. I think that was an easy aerial ace bait opportunity, but it is what it is. Adriqqq going to shield this final move. Look to poison jab farm all the way down. We're going to leave with the Dark Pulse, and Dark Pulse should be enough to secure the dub. Ludicolo pretty low, and Dark Pulse does indeed pick up the knockout. GG's, and thanks for playing. In the next battle, we see another Altaria in the lead. My god, Jungle Cup. Pretty much Vigoroth Altaria Cup, as they are so common. Although in fairness, at this elo we haven't seen all that many Vigoroths, or at least not yet. We fire off the rock type weather ball and again see the pivot into Kanto Mark, drawing out Steelix. This Steelix is running Thunderfang. Not particularly worse or better for us. All Steelix are pretty dreadful for a poison type. The Dark Pulse does do a very solid amount of chip damage. However, the poison jabs are pretty much doing 1, as it's triple resisted. Due to steel, double resisting poison, and ground also resisting, we're able to reach the next Dark Pulse. We actually go for an undercharge, although I don't think that would be lethal either way. The opponent chooses to invest that Protect Shield, and now you're going to see the irony that Thunderfang is now going to be resisted by our ground type. So they're the one now doing minimal fast move pressure. Adriqqq looking for the full sand attack farm down, which he is going to get, but it is going to cost him a Protect Shield. Adriqqq happy to invest that Protect Shield, knowing that Hippo's energy is universally useful. It looks like I talked this one into existence, as out comes that cheeky little monkey, the king of the theme cup, Vigoroth. We fire off the rock type weather ball bait, pivot into Murkrow. The opponent then sends out Altaria. Adriqqq going to invest that Protect Shield. We need to be really careful here, as we can't allow the opponent to farm us down. With the Vigoroth, Adriqqq gets the full Feint Attack farm down, leaves with the charge move. and is in one counter range. The perfect play. Drill Peck certainly puts them into Scorching Sands range, and that is a very, very well played game. GG's, and thanks for playing. It's actually IV dependent with Vigoroth and Hippowdon, who wins CMP. However, Vigoroth does have the slightly high attack with base stats. So rather than taking any chances, Adriqqq pulled off a very clutch play. In the next battle, we see Artiqqq lead. This is dreadful. We fire the double super effective rock type weather ball. The opponent had a huge core breaker and they completely sacrifice it. We're not going to complain. The opponent then sends out Shadow Vic. The opponent stays in when we send out Mark, so Adriqqq happy to invest the protection. If the opponent doesn't pivot, they're going to get Poison Jab farmed all the way down. Trainer, what are you doing? It looks like the opponent is just less experienced at GBL, and that's okay. Not everyone takes this all that seriously. They, of course, had a very good answer for our Mark with Wish Daddy Cash, although it looks like the opponent has give up as we fire off back-to-back Dark Pulses, securing the dub. GG's. In the next battle, we lead Hippowdon into the annoying Marshmallow. Every time I see this, I just think of putting it on a skewer and barbecuing the shit out of it because I hate this toxic charmer. Adriqqq fires off the rock type weather ball. To my surprise, the opponent doesn't invest that protection. We'll then see the aggressive pivot into Kanto Mark. The opponent quite slow on the switch. And that might be because they haven't got a great response. They send out a counter user into our poison type. They still don't shield either. Holy. Mark should be able to survive a body slam, and we are going to be able to keep alignment. We can't really flip alignment, as by no means we need to see Murkrow and Wigglytuff. That would be an absolute crime. Out comes a silly electric fish. So to be honest, I've got no idea what we're going to do with Murkrow, as it is going to be awful into everything. Adriqqq sends it out. Are we just going to use it as a shield? Adriqqq has to, and he's not using one on Murkrow. And unfortunately, as much as I want to see Murkrow shine, I agree with that decision. He's putting it all on the big back of the hungry hippo. Adriqqq, of course, going to be investing Protect Shields here. We need to remember Wigglytuff is alive, and it's quite close to a charge move. The opponent sends out Wigglytuff. Oof, I think we should have thrown, as we're now forced to burn the final shield. Lantern's dry. Can we outpace the back-to-back Scorching Sands? I don't think so. So we're either going to have to full send and the opponent call it, or go for a bait. We're opting for the bait. How big are the opponent's cojones? Rock type weather ball forces the final Protect Shield. We reach the Scorching Sands on the CMP side. I'll be honest, I was worried, but Adriqqq has the dub. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we lead Shadow Hippowdon into Charjabug. What a lead. The opponent lightly pivot, and they do, into Ferrothorn. Let's go, Murkrow. The opponent actually catches us off guard, going straight for a mirror shot. I think you want Thunder if you're going on Ferrothorn in this meta. A huge shout out to my friend Chillis FM, who I saw live stream on YouTube, hit legend with this thing running Thunder, and it was a monster. Speaking of monstrous, we actually made that mirror shot look like a monstrous move. Murkrow, where is your bulk? The opponent looking to make a play at flipping switch advantage. Invest the Protect Shield. It looks like we've got no intentions of keeping switch, as we've got two decent answers for Charjabug. We opt to send out Mark. These poison jabs are single resisted, although Mirror Shot isn't going to do all that much damage. You can see Mark has a respectable bulk. The opponent then sends out the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Bird of Death. We go for the wham bam combo play. Send back out Hippo. Fire off the rock type weather ball, forcing the opponent's final Protect Shield. This Talonflame is switch locked, so I like the shield here, as we're going to be able to outpace to the rock type weather ball, and we get there before the boosted incinerate registers. Hi Talonflame, bye Talonflame, nice to see you, nice back out. Comes Ferrothorn, we overfarm, fire off the rock type weather ball. They're so low that even resisted, it will be lethal. Can we even make one more weather ball? Yes we can. Hippo, you busted little boy. Going on an absolute tear up here, putting the opponent fairly low. We send back out Mark, reach the Dark Balls, and that is going to be all she wrote. GG's, and thanks for playing. Heading into the next battle, we see Shadow Hippowdon into Lantern, a good lead as long as they're not randomly running Water Gun. This opponent is on Spark. We see Adriqqq farm up and make a very nice Surf Catch onto Mark. The issue here is, if we lose switch advantage, we could now align our Murkrow with that Lantern in the endgame, which is dreadful. Although speaking of dreadful, Wish Cash answering our Mark is pretty awful. Looks like we attempted to CMP tie to the Mud Bomb. The opponent continues to farm up, and now even this Wish Cash is going to be a problem. Mud Bomb does secure the knockout. We're going to send out Murkrow, I imagine, and hope to get rid of this Wish Cash. We're seeing a no shield. I think Skull's going to do a lot. Holy crap, we get nuked with a Blizzard. Man, that caught me off guard. I was not ready for that. We find the Rock-type Weather Ball. Rock-type Weather Ball forces the Protect Shield. We know the opponent doesn't have Skull, but we definitely need to start shielding. We're going to shield up the Mud Bomb. Adriqqq going to farm up, fire off the Rock-type Weather Ball. This is resisted, but hopefully knocks out from this range. The opponent actually survive and then pivot out into Vigor off Adriqqq. Going for a very risky bait, firing off the Rock-type Weather Ball. No, the opponent calls it. Adriqqq this time just opting to full send. Does the opponent respect the damage? They do not. There's no way we win this game. There's no way. The opponent sends out Whiscash, give us a little more free farm. Adriqqq again, full sending. Can we go straight Scorching Sands here? Scorching Sands forces the protection. The opponent looking to double up on charge moves, and we just need to reach a Scorching Sands. Adriqqq did catch the Surf earlier, so I think we are actually going to be able to outpace. I can't quite believe it. Adriqqq, despite getting that real surprise boom in the mid game, picks up the dub with Hippowdon, quite literally sweeping the team. GG's. Heading into the next battle, we see another annoying Marshmallow. I'd recommend killing it with fire or just poisoning it to death. Adriqqq farms up to the Scorching Sands, baits with the Rock-type Weather Ball. The last one called it, and again the opponent called it. Annoying Charmers usually shield everything, although apparently at this elo they don't. Out comes a silly Electric Fish. We farm up, fire off the Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse goes unshielded. Adriqqq also looking to no shield, recognising Surf isn't going to knock us out. Kanto Mark pretty bulky in its shadow form. Adriqqq over farms, allows himself to get incredibly low, and I like this play a lot, leaving minimal farm if the opponent opts to no shield. The opponent does indeed invest a Protect Shield, but that's fine for us. We can just send out Hippo, match shields and Sand Attack farm down, and that's the exact play we see. Surf, of course, force our Protect Shield. Adriqqq leaves with a Scorching Sands banked. Hopefully we see the Marshmallow return. The opponent actually sends out Vigor off. We see the pivot into Murkrow. Adriqqq still with a Protect Shield, too high behind, opts to shield it here. The opponent full sends a Rock side. Adriqqq just goes straight for the Drill Peck, looking to force the final shield or the knockout. Drill Peck does force the opponent's final Protect Shield. The opponent doesn't commit to the counter farm down. Come on, Hippo. You need to clutch up again, buddy. Out comes Hippowdon. We fire off the Rock-type Weather Ball. Is that enough to knock out from this range? No, it's not, but the opponent pivots back out into Wigglytuff. We go straight for the Weather Ball. This one will be lethal. Can we Sand Attack farm down before the opponent counter farms down? Yes, we can, as they are quite literally on 1 HP and a Dream, and Adriqqq picks up yet another dub to close out the video. GG's, and thanks for playing. Huge shout out to today's featured battler, Adriqqq, our resident Spice Lord. You can see his skill set far outweighs the elo he plays in, although in fairness to him, he's running some insane spice. That's probably why his elo is quite low, although we're not elitist on this channel, and I respect people bringing us this insane levels of spice. If you're enjoying the content, smash that like button. If you're new, consider subscribing. If you like your battles featured on my channel, a link to our battle submission form is down below. And as always, a huge thank you to everyone for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.